Hi everyone. So a few weeks ago I posted a video where I was talking about my dissatisfaction with Canadian rums, white rums in particular. And although I did do a video that never made it print that talked about 4 or 5 of them that I particularly disliked, I want to talk about this one today. This is a white rum that is made by Highwood Distillers, and they're an actual distillery just outside Calgary to the south, and they do actually a fair amount of rums in the past. Like, for example, they had one called the Memento, which I didn't think was all that good, but they had a very robust Potter's Dark, which I liked, and a Potter's Light, which I didn't, right? So they have some chops there, but they also do contract work for others. In other words, they act as a third-party bottler who tells them what you want, and you kind of like supply it on spec or on contract, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. Now, this rum is made on contract for the Liquor Depot and for Wine and Beyond. And the only real question I have is, what the hell were those guys thinking? I mean, if they wanted some cheap, kind of legless, hopeless, classless stupidness for the masses, this is it, right? And this is what pisses me off so much about the Canadian rum scene, and perhaps even the American rum scene, where they think that making this kind of thing is great because it's, it has nice little fat margins and they can sell it for cheap to people because it's so, so cheap they can basically anybody can buy it. But the truth is, what it does is it devalues the entire bloody thing. And the entire rum category is hurt by shit like this, largely because it's made with no care and no love and no interest whatsoever. Now, you might think I'm joking, but come on. You can buy an El Dorado 3-year-old white, or you can buy even a Plantation 3 stars, whatever you might think of the company, on various other actually made white. I mean, think about Foursquare, Hampton, Probitas, Veritas. I mean, that's not entirely a white, but it's close enough. And the thing's got really bloody good taste chops, right? It costs a little bit more, but that's what you do have to pay for quality sometimes. And this is not what this does. This demonstrates something completely the opposite, that you can get just some batshit crazy crap that actually does nothing, and you don't have to pay for it. You just get your alcoholic jolt and you're done. Well, I think we owe it to ourselves to be just a little bit better. And if you think I'm kidding about that, try nosing this little sucker. First of all, you could argue that there is almost nothing bloody here. It tastes like denatured alcohol that has just on the nose, right? You get so little. You get some rubbing alcohol, you get some alcoholic ethanol fumes, you get perhaps a touch of vanilla. I really don't know whether this thing has been aged for a year or so and then filtered to white. I couldn't tell you because the spec sheet is completely blank. They tell you nothing about it. It's a 40% white rum from Caribbean stocks. Who the fuck knows what that means? Although I tend to think it comes from Guyana, with which Highwood has a commercial association with other rums that they make. But the truth is, there is nothing here to excite admiration. There's nothing here to excite an interest of any kind. Its only real selling point is that it's bloody cheap and it won't do anything except put some alcohol in your cocktail so you can make your fruits shine, which I suppose for some people is fine. For me, it really isn't. And it continues if you try to taste it. I mean, it tastes like freaking arthritis cream, for Christ's sake. My grandmother has shit that she rubs on her joints for this kind of stuff. I mean, what is this? Right? And why does it even sell? And why is a company like Wine and Beyond, which has the smarts and the mojo to put to put the Last Drops Distillery 1976 Jamaican rums, they've got a glass case with some really impressive stuff there. What are they doing with this? Like, I mean, surely their procurement department can do better, or whoever it is that contracts for this stuff. A little bit of taste, a little bit of something would be so much nicer. Again, you're getting a touch of vanilla, you're getting a lot of ethanol and rubbing alcohol fumes, you're getting a bit of acetone, almost nothing. And, you could kind of go and say, yeah, there might be one pear and one olive and a little bit of salt, but you're pushing it, you're stretching it. It's not what you buy this for. You buy this to get your quick jolt, right? And again, I think we could do better. We don't have to kind of like go to the lowest bottom denominator, because what this does to the rum category as a whole is young people get totally smashed on this shit, and they think that this is all they get because this is all they can get, and then suddenly they think that that's the entire rum world, and like 40 years later in their 60s, when they have some disposable income, they say, shit, bourbon is getting too expensive, let's go try some rum. And they say, oh my god, where has this stuff been all my life with the good stuff? And then they realize that this is what sold them on the thing that rum is crap, and this is why I hate this kind of nonsense. It's cheap crap, it's made without love, it's made without any interest whatsoever, it's made with indifference, and it's made for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to sell to everybody as much as they possibly can. It's just a cynical money grab, and I freaking hate it. right? So I scored this at 65, and trust me when I tell you that's being generous. If you want a quick mix or something to spice up your cocktail, I guess it does its job. But my God, you can do better, even at Wine and Beyond or any of the other companies that make stuff out there. So you know what? It's a plastic bottle. It's cheap. It's easy. You can take it. Go for it if you have to. Just remember that 65 points really is earned. So I got others like this one, but this is the one I'm going to start with today. So talk to you next time. Bye bye.